Hey everyone, we're back here. Hey, this is our last interview for swampUP 2025. I think I am going to wear my J-Frog hat. How's that?
Oh, you look beautiful.
All right. That won't mess my hair up.
Yeah.
So let me introduce you to our guests for our last interview today. They're two folks from Adobe. On my far left, we have Shibashis Mishra.
Thank
We
you.
call him Shibu.
Yeah, I go by Shibu. Yep.
Shibu is here. And to my immediate left, we have Vishal Raina,
Yes, sir.
right? And we're just going to call you Vishal.
Yes, sir.
No short names there. Gentlemen, welcome and thank you for being our last guest here on swampUP 2025. Before we go further, I mentioned you're both with Adobe. And as we were talking offline, we actually did a whole, what I considered a great series of interview with the Adobe security team around security and AI and how Adobe kind of eats their own dog food, if you will, or drinks their own champagne around security and to secure the products because all of us have Adobe accounts and we don't want that information getting hacked. And we did a series of articles on it. You know, it was a whole treatment. But you guys, you know those fellas from the security team,
Yes.
but you're on a different team.
Correct.
Tell us about your team.
So I'll introduce our team. We are the platforming group at Adobe. So when any developer wants to build something and ship it to their customers, in one way or the other, we are providing the capability to those developers to make it happen. And the organization is named Developer Platforms. And we partner very closely with security organization led by Brian and
Sure.
Florian and others who joined you in the past, and we work with them closely. And yeah, that's our mandate: help our developers ship software faster to our customers.
Better software select.
So when you say developer platform, is it like a true IDP?
It is.
Yes.
It is.
So, you know, besides DevOps.com, of course, we run PlatformEngineering.com.
Yep.
We work very closely with the PlatformEngineering.org group
Awesome.
unit. So I know a little bit about, enough to get in trouble about IDP. Is the IDP sort of like based on like a backstage type of
Yes.
thing? And is it, you want to talk about that? Or I know it's not really part of what we were going to talk here, but I'm
No,
curious.
I can talk about it. I think, in fact, Adobe was one of the first companies who worked with the industry, and we actually put out a lot of content back in 2022 when IDP as a term was picking up. And
Yeah.
if you go and look at the different journals, I'm sure including some of yours, you would find that Adobe had made contributions. So we were the first few adopters of the IDP concept, and we implemented it at our company. We built it on top of open source software like
Backstage.
Backstage, which you talked about. That is the portal that our developers use, but it is powered by a lot of the CNCF community open source software. We are a big consumer of Argo.
Yes.
We are a big consumer of Kubernetes, and there are many more.
Well, all the backstage stuff has Kubernetes at the heart. And then, of course, the Argo GitOps and,
Yeah.
and all of this is now, you know.
Yeah.
It's
So I'm
all-
proud to say that we are probably one of the biggest installs of GitOps software in the industry. I think we
Really?
reached at really
Yeah.
big scale. We have really collaborated very closely with the community to scale the infrastructure. In fact, there is a CNCF blog that we have published on how we have scaled Argo setup for ourselves to meet the needs, where the off-the-shelf, the open source software doesn't meet our needs. And I'll probably send you the link, and you feel free to
Please
forward
do.
to you.
Well, may not be what we wanted to talk about today, but KubeCon is coming,
Absolutely.
right? KubeCon, Cloud Native Con will be, I guess, it's in November
Yes.
in Atlanta. And of course, we'll be there live the whole time. And that'll be both for our Cloud Native Now and Platform Engineering sites. So maybe we'll talk
Absolutely.
more about that. I need to shift though, because we are here at
For JFrog.
JFrog and talk about what you're doing at swampUP.
I'll let that
So
Vishal.
we did a database migration, and as you know, most of the database migrations need downtime. We were able to accomplish a zero downtime for our end users, and we wanted to come in here and share the best practices with our peers. I thought because we don't have AI in our subject or presentation, we're not going to get any audience. Turned out the room was full, and we got a lot of engagement right up to the point where we were meeting couple of industry colleagues here. The goal was like how we came up with an 8-hour downtime, and that got shot down, and how did we pivot in less than 28 days and made a zero downtime using cloud architecture to accomplish and many of historical JFrog Artifactory users who are on MySQL or Microsoft SQL will need to do this to come to the Postgres. And we shared our best practices both in terms of how we solved it with technology and also best practices in terms of processes and people and communication. And at the end, how we accomplished that whole zero downtime.
That's a great case study. A great case study. Let me ask a question just between us.
Yeah.
Is the fact that it didn't have AI in it a reason why there were so many people in the room?
I don't know. Maybe.
Have we all maybe AI'd out a little bit?
Absolutely.
And I'm not downplaying AI or bad mouthing AI, but it's refreshing to have a discussion that's not necessarily leading with AI. You mentioned Postgres, right?
Yeah.
Now, Postgres is sort of one of the best kept secrets. It's not a secret, but it doesn't get what it deserves, the acclaim it deserves. It really has become an engine, and it started. And I'm not taking sides, but when Oracle bought MySQL, it set Postgres on fire.
Quiet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And since then, there are several different Postgres providers now and versions, and some pure open source, some open core, what have you. But it really has become sort of the database of record, if you will,
Correct.
for a lot of these large, hyperscale kind of environments. So, that's something that, I think a lot of our audience realizes it, but it's worth repeating. It's worth saying out loud.
Yeah, what I can attest is the performance issues we saw prior years when we were running MySQL with a lot of optimization hacks and everything else. Since we did the migration, platform just scaled up and has been performing awesomely. And we were apprehensive, like, is it just one of those things that we have to do it with no gains? But we are seeing real benefits of this migration. On top of it, those of you who are running Artifactory, do consider using direct downloads. It just is cherry on the cake and will give you more performance.
Really?
Yeah.
Direct downloads from Artifact.
Yeah.
Just my 2 cents on Postgres. Means it has become such a good database and persistent choice that in the recent years, at least in the last 5 years, anything that we have that my team has built in-house has leaned to Postgres as the persistent solution. So the developers who are on the ground writing a lot of code day in and day out, it's their choice to do relational databases and persistent. So plus one to what you said, Postgres has become that thing where probably Oracle of the last decade or but it has become that database.
No, it is. It is. So I've been in this world a long time. MySQL was the standard
Yeah.
in SQL database because you weren't locked into a vendor, and you had the community developing it in essence, and maybe it was probably still a small handful of people who were contributing code, but you had the community driving the development visions and feature set requests. And quite frankly, Martin Mickens and the people who were running it back then, it was a great open source success story.
Yeah.
So for any project beyond the code contributors, it's the ecosystem around it.
Yes.
Like the different use cases. Oh, hey, just a conversation just between us. Like, hey, I'm trying to build this app in this scale. Go use Postgres. Here's what you should do.
Yep.
So these things which we just take for granted basically make somebody wrote a blog post, or we came in and spoke about its success in just specific to artifact. These things do add up and
Absolutely.
do or as technology more successful.
Now, you look at swampUP, and I've been to a lot of swampUPs. In many ways, this is the company and the conference that Artifactory built,
Yes.
right? That was the acorn that this oak tree grew from. But there's more to JFrog here. There's more to swampUP than just Artifactory. We saw today, this week, we saw JFrog Fly, the agentic AI repository. We saw the AI catalog. We saw a lot.
Yeah.
How does that fit in with your mission at Adobe and your maintaining your IDPs and your developers? Are they using these new tools yet, or you think they'll want to use these new tools?
Go
Go ahead.
Go after you. I'll
So we just started, we were locked in to versions because of the database migrations. We just started opening up, we are current. And now we are in a position to start exploring and getting benefits from the machine learning repos coming in, or the catalog, and certainly the agentic workflows. We are going to go in and see where all working with JFrog, our partners, see how we can tap into these new offerings that have come in. And let's not forget about the SBOM AppSec offering that has come in too. So we're going to go and explore these.
No, we are very interested. Since I think there are two sides to it. One is, as a platform group, whatever we are offering our customers, we want to make those capabilities more agentic. So we, between Vishal and myself and our teams, we need to build more agents, and the capabilities that kind of were published in this year's swampUP, some of that we are very interested into looking at and see how that can help. The second side of it is, as our product teams are taking that agentic journey and bringing in agentic features into the products like Photoshop, Illustrator, and several others, they need a platform where they can run agents. So we are solving that agent platform problem, as well as we are building agents for ourselves, which would let us kind of expose our capabilities back to them. So on both sides, the announcement that came from JFrog, they excite us. Be it AI catalog or any other feature, I feel that can really help us. So we will go back and start looking at them and see how we can factor them into our use cases.
I love it. People don't realize about Adobe. Adobe is, look, it's kind of a blue blood, a royalty name in the software world. We all came up using Adobe products, whether it's for video or graphics or PDF or what have you. But I don't know how many people out here really realize Adobe is a company that's very transparent about how they build, how they secure, what they do internally, like they're their own best customer in some ways, right? We're going to show you what we think are best practices, and you should feel free then to use them, right? We've already paid the idiot tax in some respect learning these things, and we're trying to save you from paying that tax going forward. I don't think they get enough credit. I mean, you make great Photoshop, you make great Acrobat, but really being a good community member,
Yeah,
right, in the software industry is commendable, and I congratulations to you, not just that you two, but the whole organization
Yeah.
yeah,
for the way you do it. It's really, I wish more companies were like that.
absolutely. No, I think this has been a practice in the company since long time before we began our stint here, and we are just continuing that, right? So our leaders tell us, like, whatever we learn, it's our responsibility
on.
to go and pass on to the community, and we are doing it. Vishal and his team did extremely great job of this really difficult migration. I want to thank him and his team and all of the people who really did the work on the ground. And his team is coming in and sharing all of that with the community, and it there was a lot of interest. I'm sure other teams are going to do the same, and this is going to
You're
help
well
a lot.
received.
Yeah.
Where's the next conference you're presenting at?
I haven't decided yet, but we'll identify something soon.
Yeah, our group is going to KubeCon. We have some presentations.
We'll be at KubeCon going live. I'd love for a platformengineering.com site
Yeah,
to find out more what you're doing with platform and how you're building it out.
yeah,
Because this is, DevOps, cloud native, platform engineering. These are all just different pieces of today's software factory, including AI. AI plays on all of them.
Yeah,
But
it just basically compressing. I was talking to one of the uh, conference attendees, what AI or generative AI in particular has done. It has flattened the learning curve, like getting a particular sector or a piece of technology or coding for that matter, which is what Shibu and I are closest to. The getting a prompt in and start learning about or basically porting a technology which was written on one technology to another technology, it's not completely solved, but it certainly is easier. You can understand legacy codes better. All of these have intangible benefits, and that's why we'll see more software coming faster at us, which basically puts stress on all the underlying plumbing or the CI/CD supply chain. That's where the platforms had to come up to basically deal with the new throughput of innovation coming in and making sure they reach to the right customers.
absolutely. Gentlemen, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Vishal,
Pleasure.
Shibu,
thank you.
we're going to wrap up our swampUP coverage. I hope you've enjoyed it. We will be back. Well, I guess we'll be back tomorrow with more Techstrong gang, just not out here in beautiful Napa. But until then, this is Alan Schimmel on behalf of Jay Frog and all of our guests. Thank you for watching and staying with us. And we hope it was valuable to you. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.